Welcome to ESPC25. It gives me a great pleasure to talk to Tomasz Poszytek here.
Well, that was
He's
perfect.
always smiling,
That was
so
perfect. No, you made it really good. Thank you.
Great, no, absolutely. So look, I think let's just get to to the intros. So why don't you tell our viewers, you've been in the community for a long time, of course, but what do you do, and then we'll take from there.
All right. So, well, hello everyone. My name is Tomasz Poszytek. Chirag really pronounced it well. That was, well, more than I was expecting, to be honest. I'm coming from Poland in Warsaw. Sorry, Warsaw in Poland. Sorry. I'm running my own small company with me alike consultants. We are doing Power Platform. We are doing SharePoint, digital workplaces. So like anything around Microsoft Stack. And yes, I've been in the community for, I think it's 10 years already. I'm MVP for, this is the 6th year actually that I'm in the community. That I'm the holding the MVP award in automation category. So, well, this is me, basically.
No, absolutely. Thank you. And I think, like many of us, we follow your content and your sessions that you speak about at various community events. But let's start with the, obviously what's on the talk of everybody's, what's on the top of the mind for everyone is, the AI side of things, and of course touches all the Microsoft services, and a lot of the sessions we have here in the ESPC, a lot of them are also AI related, right? Naturally. So what's your take been so far this year around all the developments that's happening in the AI, and what are you seeing out there?
Well, as you've mentioned, this is a very hot topic, so like everyone is talking about it. I'm somehow like pretty skeptical yet about the generative AI, at least. What I see it is mainly in automation, obviously, because this is the area of my expertise. And this is where it doesn't really yet help a lot. So it's not really able now to generate a valid process or to really create something from scratch. It's very helpful in all these areas where you need to generate an expression, like in Cloudflow, you need to generate some kind of logic, or in RPA, in desktop flows, where you want to create a PowerShell script and you have no idea how to write a PowerShell. You can as well ask Copilot to generate you a script. Other than that, what I find useful is all those features around AI Builder, where you can write a prompt to help you do things that normally would take you lots of time to create a logic, to like extract information, parse it into the right format, transform it to something else, and so on. So with a single prompt, you can really achieve a lot. And then speaking about the Copilot, I'm always curious to ask, I'm always trying to ask a question to whomever I find and is skillable and knowledgeable about Copilot agents. When would I use Copilot agentic flows versus Power Automate Cloud Flows? And today I had a very solid answer that really got me, because usually people were trying to find the valid business cases to explain where to use this other than that. And those are not really buying me. So I'm not really convinced that this business case is really only doable with agent flows. And so today I had a different explanation that an agent flow is this piece of agents where you really want to have something deterministic in an undeterministic agent. So an agent works around prompts, and it may somehow hallucinate.
Sure.
And then you have agentic flow that you tell this, do this in this order, and that was the right answer. Like this is what I can then tell to others when to use agentic flows or to cloud flows.
And it just goes to show, isn't it, like how fast this is evolving, right? That even though we might not be the experts to begin with, right? But like we learn in this sort of events, and especially like you say, the question was asked, and you kind of saw that. So that changes completely how we can think about some of these things. So that's kind of awesome. But also, like just on that point, there must be the other areas of the the agentic AI landscape that we're talking about. I know predominantly, whether you're a consultant or whether you're an end user organization, business kind of user or developer, we have a set ways of working towards building the solutions, right? So for anybody who's kind of new to the, the Microsoft 365 or Power Platform, how would they go about starting these things? Is there any tips you can share? I know we have all the tool sets like Copilot Studio and of course everything else. What would you say to that?
Well, that's a pretty difficult question to me because I don't have I don't have an answer for that. I would recommend them to start maybe with Learn and then to start with the business case they would like to achieve. So something they can name that they know for a long time, would like to automate using agents to have some conversational experience using an agent and maybe take it from there. Obviously, on the other hand, there is a lot about the governance and security.
Yeah,
that's
always going to be
well.
around, with even with
Right.
SharePoint or other
Obviously.
services, right? So, well, that wasn't a difficult answer, was it? That was quite an easy answer, right? And that's the key, right? You touched on the fact that unless there is no real business goal or the objective that what you're trying to achieve, you really can't do a lot with these tool sets, right?
Well, yes, this is just building like a POCs and trying on the surface, but that doesn't give you that in-depth experience or knowledge how it works and how this can really be used. So unless you really have a business scenario, I think this is only for experimenting and doing some tests.
Sure.
That's it.
Okay. Well, let's shift some gear around this in terms of from the community point of view, because I know there are lots of open source tools, some of the work that's been done by lots of other communities, some of them are MVPs. For somebody who wants to start out in the community and want to join the ESPC community and basically submit their work or share their work rather, what would your advice be around that for somebody who wants to start out in this wonderful community that we're in?
Well, the most important thing is be real, like be yourself, be authentic. Don't try to copycat someone else's work, or don't try to really push yourself like hard into the community. This is not a place for people to show off. This is just a place for everyone who really wants to share their knowledge for free. That's very important. And it's mainly about making connections and like seeing that bigger goal that you're really helping other people with your work, with your knowledge, with your efforts, without expecting really anything in return. So this is more like a mission, like it's sort of that thing. So just really be authentic, be yourself.
Yeah.
That would be the most important one.
Yeah.
And do not expect really this appreciation, whatever, in return.
Yeah, well, award or anything like that, right? I mean, I think that's the key because, I mean, like when we learn with all these things, when you're following blogs or, YouTubes or whatever, and I know you provide a lot of content, right, in many ways, and sometimes you end up putting a lot of hours too, right? So why don't you talk about that in terms of your contributions and how you live by this?
Right. Well, that's a very valid point because before I started to be a member of the community, like the active member, I was just digesting the content that have been there already. So whenever I was looking, well, that still happens. So I very often find myself in a situation that I'm looking for solutions, looking for materials, for information that will help me to solve issues I'm facing, to, well, put some more light on problems I meet when doing projects. And most of the time, the answers can be found in the content created by members of the community. So not in Microsoft Learn, not in docs, but in blogs, in videos made by other community members. So knowing all of this, I am as well trying to give back. So I learned a lot by reading, watching the materials, but that content. So whenever I am facing something like a challenge that is problematic, is challenging actually for me.
Yeah.
And I eventually find an answer. I'm very gladly sharing this solution on my blog or in videos, so that later, if I face it again, I know where to find the solution because it's on my blog.
Right.
But secondly, if there is anyone like me, if there is anyone like me, then there is a solution for them already. So
Okay.
they don't really have to reinvent the wheel. Maybe this is the word. This is the right word.
Sure.
So basically, it's most about the giving back to the community, because the community gives a lot for free for us. So why not?
Excellent. No, that's really good. And I guess just to wrap things up, I guess, final question around, like, how do you keep up with all the developments and all the new technologies and services, announcements or retirements or whatever it is? How do you keep up to date with what's going on in this space? Like, of course, there's a lot of blogs, and you touched on that already. Any tips around that? How somebody can keep up to date?
Right. So conferences is a very good place for that, because you do have sessions that are really touching the latest announcements, latest changes in products. As well, you can find people to talk with, and they are always sharing, again, their insights, their knowledge. So this is a really good place to be updated from time to time. Other than that, I'm browsing LinkedIn to get some information which is popping up. There is as well the Power Platform Weekly newsletter run by our friends, and they really are doing a great job with gathering all weekly news that are coming up. So this is as well a good information good place to be updated.
Sure, sure. Great. No, well, that's excellent. Well, look, massive thank you to you, Tomasz, for being here at the ESPC, and really appreciate for giving up your time. So thanks very much. I'm Chirag Patel.
Thank you very much.